Wednesday. Now, what's up Sunday? We're here on Wednesday night, as we always do. So here we are. Welcome to the Cowboy Huddles, where we come together and talk nothing but Cowboy talk as we move forward in week 5, as we get ready to play the Los Angeles Rams. And I think they're a little mad. So before we get started, we'd like to say thank you to all those that are part of this channel, all the subscribers, all those that follow us. And here we are with some heavy hitters tonight, baby. We got Allow Me to Butt In, Sports in the house tonight, rocking his burnt orange. For some reason, we're going to find out what's going on with that. Then we got B2 Real. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Something's going on. Anyway, so.
Oh, he was in, but he's out, but he's in.
We got Dallas Cowboy Chris in the house. We got 21 Armando 21 in the house. What's going on, fellas?
G Money, what's happening?
Man, we back again, man. We on the road, man. We got this bus rolling down the road, man. The wheels are going round and round. How about that?
We ready to have chops.
Round and round.
I don't know about y'all, but man, I'm telling you, we're in a good position, man, knowing that we got a backup quarterback driving this bus, man. I'll take it, man. So shoot, let's keep this thing. Let's mash the gas, man. So, you know, I'm excited, man. And y'all know this is a game. What is it called? What we call a home away from home? Is that right?
Yeah. So, T West, baby.
West. Hey, man, it's gonna be a takeover, man. It's gonna be good. What's up, B2 Real?
What's up with it, fellas?
Yeah,
I'm trying out a new location today, man. I'm trying out a new location.
Okay, well, hey, man, you know, I already got to shake it up a little bit. It's all good, but hey, go ahead, Chris.
It's called the Garage.
Yeah,
Man, hey, when you can't smoke your cigars inside, where do you go? The
garage.
Yeah, not garage. It's the Garage.
Yeah, man.
Hey, hold on a second.
Go ahead.
B2 Real got the Cowboy shirt on and the hat. You know, normally one or the other. You know, hey, I may have a hat on, I may have a shirt. We got a combination today, man. It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show.
I agree with you. So I think all of us excited. So before we get started, we got to thank all our Cowboy Huddle fans and all our Cowboy Huddle subscribers and all those that follow us, man. Like I say, we're not a large group, but man, we are nothing but fanatics about our Cowboys. So right this time, we want to say thank you for your support. So give it up, y'all, for Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Without you guys, none of this is possible. None of this is possible. So we thank y'all. And here we are, guys. Let's get right on into this, what we got going on. And right now, man, as you know, let's talk about something. Let's talk about what we got going on right now. And let's talk about, before we get there, let's acknowledge the burnt orange. And what's going on this weekend? Allow me, buddy, and what's going on this weekend? What that you got this Texas Longhorn stuff on? What's going on?
It's Red River week, baby. Going to the fair. Gonna be ready for these Oklahoma Sooners to come to town and get wrecked on. He's gonna go off for like 150.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So this is something that goes on every year here in the DFW area, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Every year in Dallas, Texas, Cotton Bowl. The only time I think they use that stadium.
They used it last weekend.
Yeah, the Grambling Prairie View games. I know it. Jerry Jones is just taking everything.
Ain't no doubt.
So what is your prediction on this Texas OU game, man? I mean, because look like you guys are trying to hang in there and look like OU is struggling a little bit. So what's going on?
Honestly, man, we're gonna be relying on our defense. It's gonna be on that run game. Card just needs to keep on doing what he's doing. It's just a matter of time, man. We're going to be at full strength eventually. Right now, we're just trying to get by with what we got. So it is what it is. I mean, we got talent all over the field, man. I got guys like Xavier Worthy, Jordan Whittington, Bijan Robinson. I mean, it's my whole running back core is just immensely talented. So I'm not worried about what's going on with this team. It's just things will come together eventually. It is what it is.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Well, that's something we're gonna be looking forward to because we are the DFW natives as well. So we are always watching that game, man. It looked like Oklahoma is struggling, but hey, man, it is what it is. And we call Oklahoma the North Texas. What Oklahoma North Texas? Is that what we call it,
Oh,
Chris?
they're North Dallas. They're North
Yeah,
Dallas.
they are North Dallas. Everybody, but 95% of their team is from Texas.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. So we have a little brother out. So anyway, so Beat You Real, how you doing, brother? We missed you on Sunday. How's everything going for you?
Man, everything's going lovely for me, man. My aunt had a dry run on Thanksgiving dinner on
Oh
Sunday, and man,
man.
hey, listen, I had got that itis real bad. I tried to fight it off, and I had to take a nap. It was that good.
Yeah, that's what they say old people do.
You got the itis.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
That
yeah.
itis came down on me,
Yeah.
man.
There it
Yeah, that's
is.
what's up. That's what's up. So, hey, man, let's get on into this, man, because we got a lot to talk about, man. So, here's the deal, man. Let's go right into this, right? Starting right off, man, as far as the DAC update. So, now you guys know it was told, according to who is it? This is by uh, a little news resource. Basically, so the question was asked about Dak to Jerry Jones about his possibility of playing this week. Well, Jerry Jones said that basically he's not ready yet. He's not well enough to play. So until he's able to grip the ball, for right now, he's just able to grip him, but he's not at the point of being able to play. So, what do you guys think about that? Let's throw it up, allow me, buddy. And what do you think about that? Is that a concern, or how do you think we should play this thing as far as with Dak?
Absolutely not. I'm actually glad he's not playing. I want Dak 100% healthy. I want Dak ready for the regular season. I want him ready to go when he comes back. Because I don't want to hear any excuse about this hand. It was a 6 to 8 week injury. It's only been 4 weeks.
Is it 4 weeks? Yeah.
I mean, it's 6 to 8 week injury. I'm perfectly fine with them saving my $40 million arm franchise quarterback to go. God bless. All right.
I knew that would distract him. Hey, track hawk. I knew that would distract him. Track hawk.
Like, y'all been breaking my heart for years. Like 6-1 against y'all the last 7 years. This year I go and y'all win. I gotta love that, right? But regardless, I'm perfectly fine with him not playing, especially if he can't grip the football, man. I think that's important on his throwing hand. And I'm perfectly fine with it. I know he wanted to come back. The competitor in him wanted to come back. I know the competitor in him is going to want to come back against the Eagles. Honestly, I'd rather have him back for that game if he's going to come back early for anything. I want him back early for the Eagles if he's going to come back early for something. But regardless, I think we can beat this Rams team with a rush. They are vulnerable right now. Did you see them?
Yeah,
Like they don't
bad.
look like the Rams. I mean, I have faith in this defense, and I mean, we're gonna get into it, but no, I don't think I'm perfectly fine with them holding on to Dak Prescott. Absolutely.
So, Chris, what do you think, man? I mean, is it a concern, or what do you think about this situation with the Dak update?
Well, it's a positive update for me. I mean, I like it being on the top end and the bottom end anyway. I agree with allow me to butt in about which game I'd rather for him to play. I think I just want everybody to be patient with him. Okay, I know some of us want him back like now. That's including me. Okay, but I need to be.
Hold on, Mike. I'm gonna bring you in.
I need to be realistic about this, okay? Because Jerry was talking about the swelling and everything, and we don't need we don't need him to do what Tony Romo did. Remember, he came back early in that Miami game, and he got hurt, and then he was out for another 6 games. We don't need that at all, okay? So I'm predicting he'll be ready for the Sunday night game against some Eagles. I need to be polite about when I talk about other people. Against the Sneakers. I mean, I keep sneezing. I got the allergies. The Eagles, okay? So long as he's back in Philadelphia, where, we never lose in Philadelphia. As long as he's back there, I'm fine, So, hey, we'll talk about the Rams, but I think we got them. I think we got them. I'm happy about Dak's progress.
Okay. All right, Mondo. What do you think about? Do you think this is something to be concerned about, or?
Oh, you know what kind of concerns me is the Jerry talk. Well, Jerry
Yeah.
Jerry says this. So Jerry went out and said, you know what, Dak can't grip the ball. And said, but then there's reports coming out saying, well, Dak wants to play. So to me, it makes me kind of, is there something going on? Is there some headbutting going on that we don't know about? But honestly, for me, I think that we need like Rue said, allow me to butt in sport. He said, we need Dak at 100. So as much as we can rest him, and where we feel like okay, now he needs to come back.
Let's see.
There it is.
Whoa.
Hey, but hey, rest Dak. Let's rush hour right now.
Rush hour.
Yeah. So and just like Joe Jeff Ritter, now Cooper has earned the right to play for the next two, and that's true. He's done some good things, So here's the question, Mikey. What's up, Mikey? 520 all the way from the AZ. What's up, Ken Folk?
What? So you lucky I don't got my chain on because I would shake them, baby. Shake them, shake them, shake him. How's my beautiful people?
Oh, everybody's doing well, man. We getting ready for this game come this Sunday. So the question was about Dak. So it's been told that he still is not able really to grip the ball. Should we be concerned about that, or should we just continue to in rush we trust? What do you think?
Well, logically, it's in rush we trust, and the way things is going, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No pun intended, and let it heal. Let it heal. He is playing with house money. Our team has house money right now. We're led by Doomsday 2022.
Woo!
And we're riding the wave of Doomsday 2022. I don't know if you've heard it yet, but I coined it. Thank you very much. And that, to elaborate on what Mondo was saying, it's going to be contentious. Mondo, the contract was contentious. So now this is a lot of passive aggressive shots through the media, plus Jerry being Jerry, and the older Jerry gets, he's a little more Jerry. And we just got to make sure he got his vitamins and he drinks his Ensure and he gets the right medication sometimes when he's on G-Bag Nation.
Did you say he's a little more Jerry?
Gerald Wayne Jones is Gerald Wayne Jones. We love him, but we are smarter than to listen to the illusionist Jerry Wayne Jones and what he says sometimes. But I do sense, and I get it, Mando, the tension of where everybody's all optimistic. Dak's camp is releasing that he's probably going to play with the Rams, and then freaking Jerry puts a nix on it right quick and says, "No, well, he can't grip the ball." Says Jerry Jones playing himself some football in college and won himself a national championship. He's an expert on football, so we got to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and that's just so funny, man. I've never seen an owner that does so many interviews, and this guy. You would think he was the coach, but now that we know, we exposed it, that he sits in the coach's meeting. So he hasn't told us that. But again, I've never seen an owner that does so many.
Look, y'all been Cowboy fans long enough. Y'all know what Jerry does. Why is it such to y'all? He said this from the first day he arrived. He's gonna be involved in everything, guys. Don't be shocked.
It's not a shock.
From the socks to the jocks.
Yeah, and that's right. It's not a shock. It's just the fact that one owner does so many interviews. I don't even listen to his interviews because he knows nothing about football. But then again, I think this kind of causes the riff-raff that goes on in the coaches' meeting, because I think everything has to go through Jerry Jones now. Yeah, that's basically what it seems like to me. So, It's just something that just conversation. But here's a comment right here by Martin Martinez. He said if Rush would have been 0-3, bet Jerry Jones would say Dak could grip the ball.
Yes, took them out of my brain and put it on the keyboard.
It's definitely the truth, though.
Our insurance policy is working, and let it work.
Yeah, man. So
that's what we bought the insurance for. That's what they take that out of the check for. So hey, let's get those.
Yeah, if it was a different story, if it was 0-3, Dak would be back in week 5 for sure.
Be gripping that ball. Yeah. Get it.
But so
no, he's great.
So do you think, because and we know what Jerry does, everything is for what do you want to call it, a publicity and all this stuff. So do you think he's at the point right now, he's saying, okay, since Rush is playing well, Dak, just chill out, let's just continue to or is he eager to get Dak back? I mean, what do you think about that? All I made a buddy in.
Honestly, the only thing that really annoys me is that he just divulges so much information.
Yes.
None of that needs to be said. None of it. None of the gripping. None of that nonsense that he spews out on the bag needs to come out whatsoever. Like, why are you giving the enemy information to begin with?
Going his head.
That's Cowboys huddle in May, April. If you go back, there's a catalog of us saying the exact same thing, man.
I mean, it's just crazy to me. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if anything, it's just like, hey, you know what? We're happy with what we got. We want him to rest. We have a division rival next week that we're more interested in, having him ready for this, that, and the third. You could have said any of that, but it's like you say this, and it's like now we're talking about Dak's hand. Like, stop it! I'm not worried about Dak's hand.
But that's the genius in him. See, I don't mind him doing this during the season because we should already know it's coming, and he's David Blanding us. He's making us look here and where we should be looking here. That's what he's doing, and I don't mind when our business gets out of that, because that's just him being a marketing genius. They're gonna talk about the Cowboys regardless. It's more when the office stuff. We could only get a 5th round pick for Amari Cooper because all our family business is out. That's when that hurts us. That's when that annoys me personally, when it affects our football business.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt.
So and so true. So let's talk about this here real quick, guys. So we know that this is going to be a good game and it's going to be something to see. So let's talk about the Cowboys offense versus the Rams defense. Dallas Cowboy Chris, what is it that needs to take place in order to be successful against this Rams defense?
Run away from Aaron Donald and we'll win. So basically, I was listening to some other podcasts and they were breaking down me, I'm an offensive line guy, and they was breaking down the Cowboys offensive line and how poorly our guards played and the center played against Washington, because they literally got beat a bunch of times. So I went back and watched the game just so I can verify it. Okay, I went back and watched the game today, and it was true. They was getting their butt whipped. And then I got concerned about Aaron. I was like, damn, we play Aaron Donald this weekend, right? So what I would love if Peters would stay in the game, and let's try to do something, man, that we hadn't done all year. I need a running back over 100 yards this week, okay? And I'm so happy, man, that Michael Gallup is bringing that other dynamic to the offense, man. I've always loved Michael Gallup. He's been probably one of my favorite players of the Cowboys because he's consistent, okay? He's that guy. He reminds me of Dez so much. Dez caught a lot of passes because they just threw it up in the air and he went and got it, right? Gallup is that type of player, man. He's a big game player to me. So I think our key against the Rams is controlling number 99, which nobody can, but, we control number 99, and let's get number 13 the ball. And we would love to see number 9 get the ball on offense sometime. Why did you get that speedster if you don't even let the boy play? That's just another thing for me. But that's just my opinion. I'll let y'all go. But okay. I think that's the key. Offensive line play. If we can control number 99, the Cowboys will win the game.
Yeah. What do you think, B2 Real?
Man, I was listening to everybody's take on it, and I tend to agree with Chris. You know, you can't contain 99, but I think that if we put a little pressure on him, it don't have to be double team. I don't think. Uh, I think that we'll be okay. Jalen Ramsey, he's starting to get a little dusty
He
out
really
there.
is. He really is.
Uh,
He's looking
and
bad.
and so as far as having a cornerback threat in the backfield, I think we should expose um that mismatch personally. Let Cooper Rush air it out a bit. And just to open up the run even more. I don't want to abandon the run at all. I feel like in this particular setting, Zeke can really show why he's who he is, you know, why eat him, feed him. I mean, feed him, you know,
Yeah.
so that shoot. I mean, I want to run the score up 35 in the first half.
Oh,
That's how strong I want our offensive presence to be with exposing Jalen Ramsey and this defensive line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think, Mondo?
Uh, my thing is, we talked a lot about even in the offseason and even the Cowboys talked about Tony Pollard. And I think my thing is if it's any time for Tony Pollard to come out, I think it's this Rams game. We saw what Debo did against that offense. So I think that Tony Pollard needs to show out this game. We need to use him how they said they were going to use him because we haven't seen that, right? We haven't seen. They said Tony Pollard was going to be on the field more and they were going to show him out more, and we haven't seen that. So my thing is, can we use Tony Pollard in this game? Can this be his okay? This is what we were talking about, Tony Pollard. So but that offensive line is key. We all know who everybody knows who Aaron Donald is, right? So containing him, we contain him, I think, and we're good, man. So with the offensive line playing right, and if I see a little bit more of Tony Pollard, I think we got this game.
Well, Wavy Hink says, don't sleep on Jalen Ramsey. He's one of the best for a reason. Yeah, but hell, he had an open field tackle on
he was scared
hell,
of
I'm like,
Debo.
damn, he
was
fell
scared
to
of
his
Debo.
damn knees. I'm like, damn, Jalen, and like I say, he is who he is. But yeah, I'm not sleeping on him. It's gonna be.
Listen,
I want to see who he's gonna line up against. I really do want to see.
We got to take into consideration that they came off of a bad loss, so they're gonna be a little upset right now.
Well, when you can't handle defensive pressure like they did, they might as well get ready for another one because it's coming.
Yes, sir.
It's
And then
coming.
as far as what our wide receivers match up with Jalen Ramsey, last time I checked, that opening season where he drew that OPI, which was a bunch of crap. Michael Gallup owned Jalen Ramsey in that game along with Amari Cooper, but it was more Gallup that owned, I believe, Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, we got to come attack Jalen Ramsey, make him a tackler, come at him just because right now there's a kink in that armor. I don't want to say the word kink or whatever, and there's a kink hit to his ego coming off the performance that he had in the Super Bowl to his last two spotlight games. He's looked not like
Yeah,
the best cornerback in the league. And speaking
yeah.
about the best cornerback in the league, I'm glad he's on my team.
That's a good one. But here's some information about when we're talking about our offense against their defense. So this is according to Cowboys Wires. So it basically says the Rams are allowing 249.3 passing yards per game this season, which ranks the 20th in pass defense. Elliott will go up against the Rams squad that allows 92.3 rushing yards per game and is the NFL's seventh ranked rush defense. Okay. So also it says the Cowboys are putting up 104 yards rushing per game on offense this year, which is 19th in the NFL, and they are giving up 137 yards rushing per game on, which brings them to 27th on the defensive side of the ball. So with that being said, we know basically we're going to have to create a run game. We have to run the ball. We still, from what I saw I don't think last week we ran enough. We just did not run enough. It's like we abandoned the rush. But you know, so it's possible that Zeke could have a successful day if we feed it to him like we should. I mean,
hey, and allow me to butt in to answer that question too, bro. What you think
yeah.
about that?
Man, if I'm being honest with you, I wanted to say something about the offensive line play.
Okay.
When it came down to last week, we had just gotten Connor McGovern back last week, right? From the injury from the week 1, if I'm not mistaken, that's when that happened. They were shuffling guys in and out of that offensive line a lot in the game versus Washington. I really feel like that whole point of that was just to kind of get, number one, McGovern's feet back under him, right? You're still trying to work Peters into the line, and it's like right now, right now, you're just trying to, they're figuring things out. But the perfect time to do that was against a team like the Commanders, where you could
Perfect timing, dude.
you could figure things like that out. So they were just trying to take advantage of that. I honestly believe that the line that you see coming up in this game should be after the last 2 games, after the game against the Giants and the game against the Commanders. You're going to see this O-line kind of be solidified in what we're going to use, because in these next 2 games, they're crucial for us in a sense. Not so much the Rams game as much as the Eagles game, but obviously these are 2 big games in terms of playoff implications. So you're going to see a different O-line when it comes to this team. When it comes to Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, he got 19 carries. He averaged under 3 yards last against the Commanders. The O-line didn't do him a ton of favors like you were talking about on the inside, but is it just me, or when it comes to Ezekiel Elliott, has he lost that bounce outside? Like, he's not even looking for it anymore. I was talking about this with Chris. It's like he's just looking to hit the first person that he sees as hard as he can in the mouth and try to get, some yak after that. But that's really like the gist of it. He's not moving like he was before, like he would, where he'd bounce inside, bounce out. And
so what do you compare? What year are you comparing it to?
I mean, man, it's become more and more of this just run down your throat kind of style from him. And I'm like,
what I'm saying is you're taking this season and you comparing it to what season?
I mean, in 2019, he still had some bounce outside. Obviously, without Dak Prescott, it was a little bit. I mean, not 19.
But it's 2022. This man has a lot of wear and tear. And I mean, I know we all still looking for 2016 Zeke. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. He's still a hard runner. But again, let's talk about Tyler Smith and Peters. So we didn't implement Peters like we did. But when we had Tyler Smith and Peters in, the man bust for they're in their 27-yard. So what is it? Is it Zeke, or is it the offensive line coach?
I disagree with both of y'all about this. Hold on. Because I don't know if y'all remember that little swing pass that Zeke caught when Rush was scrambling. I saw the burst. I saw it. Okay, speed. I saw it.
Yes, sir.
But what they're using Zeke for now, okay, is really the battering ram. I mean, if you got to be honest with you, man, that's what he's doing. Okay, so you gotta recognize what his purpose is right now. Okay, so his purpose back then was we didn't have nothing, so he did it all. But his purpose now is to batter. Okay, because they got that 2-headed monster. All right, but if y'all go back and watch that one play, and I saw it, I was like, that boy still got speed. He still got some moves. Okay, it just for some reason.
But that's my point. That's my whole thing, though. He's so focused on just hitting the dude in front of him that it's like, man, I get it. He's the battering ram, and that's what I keep hearing from everybody that we have this conversation with. They're just using him as the battering ram, but I'm like, he still has a little bounce left. I mean, he's so focused on hurting the guy in front of him that it's like, man, he's not. Maybe I'm crazy, but I swear it's like sometimes there's a hole and he's not seeing it like he used to.
Dude, he's a run finisher. That's why he's always run. Pardon the interruption. I think you guys ain't giving any kind of credit to those first round DTs on Washington, that was the strongest part of
Yeah.
their team. And they came
Yeah,
out and they showed out. You got to give credit
yeah,
to the defense.
yeah.
Like, you
You're
guys are
right.
sleeping on those defensive players.
Yeah,
They didn't, those are dogs. And they're reaching the peak of their career. And they were without probably their most talented. That
yeah,
just goes to show how good that defensive line was. That's what
yeah,
was one of the biggest things we were talking about that they had to manage. And plus, they got the win and the yards that they got. Like, dude, I was happy with the rotation that they had. They had fresh guys on these all pro DTs. You got to give credit to your opponent. You have to. And as far as Jason Peters goes, I've never embraced a free agent as much as I'm embracing this guy. I don't know about you. I don't know if he looks like Teddy Ruxpin or he gives me that homie teddy bear feel. But I want to snuggle with the guy for real, bro. Like, and especially because he's an eagle. So, but you gotta give credit to the Washington Commanders defensive line.
so true. And let me say this here too. And you're so right about that, man. I love Peters being out there coaching the young rookie, man. I saw that in the game before against Washington, man. He was coaching the guy up and everything, and which is great. But again, when we talk about Zeke got his rushing titles under Linehan. Scott Linehan was a run first, pass second type of offensive coordinator. Now we got a pass first, run second type of offensive coordinator. So that hurts. It really hurts. Linehan was more about feed it till he pukes, and that's what he did. And which we came with the blocking schemes. We're not pulling the guards like we used to, but we asking a five wide offensive coordinator to run the ball, and he's doing the best he can, what he knows. But I agree. I still think Zeke has something in the tank. It's just we have to put him in a good situation. We saw it against the Giants. So, what do you think, Armando?
I agree. You know what? With Rudo, I do see Zeke just like going in and not even trying to cut out no more. All I see is but maybe Chris is right. That's what it is, just the battering ram, because I don't see that bounce out. I don't see him trying to find the holes anymore. It's just let me just go in there and boom and batter ram and let's next up. So we'll see if they continue to use Zeke as that and a blocker, but. I think Zeke needs to, we need to get him out more, man. We need to get him on those swing passes. What happened to those swing runs?
Well, that's all that. That's well. Whatever happened to screen passes? Well, guess who ran the screen passes? That was Scott Linehan. He ran 72-yard touchdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because it was off a screen pass. We don't do those anymore. We just don't. We haven't gotten away from. But again, we'll see what
It
happens.
was it was a fake jet sweep to that freaking screen
Yeah,
pass,
beautiful.
and he scored against the Niners the year after on the exact same play.
Exactly. It's so true. So and again, we see that the Rams has struggled against this 49er defense. Basically, I see the same thing coming. I don't give a fat red how upset they are, how much they're on edge. I don't care. But they're going to see probably about as bad as they saw last week. With this defense, we're coming with Donovan Wilson, with Micah Parsons, with Tank Lawrence, so they might as well get ready. Nothing has changed. It's going to get worse. So I feel for them more than I feel for ourselves.
We
What do you
got
think,
Kirsch
Big?
coming back too, right?
Say that again.
J-Ron Kirsch coming back.
I don't know. I don't know, but
Oh,
damn,
wait.
Donovan Wilson been killing it.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right,
I'll take them
you
both. I'm
gotta
not mad.
you could attribute that to coaching and our front office that they've made this environment of competition because
Woo.
uh, Cooper Rush has rose, but Donovan Wilson is the pleasant cherry on top of this, Sunday of relief when we thought this season might have been over.
Shout out to Damon Clark too. He practiced this week.
Yeah.
Yes,
time in a
sir.
while.
Yes, sir. All eyes are on Damon Clark. He's back in the rotation as far as on the practice field. So that's a good. Hey, so did y'all hear about this? Cole Beasley is retired.
Cole Beasley
Shout out Cole
retired.
Beasley. The sauce is gone.
Cold world.
Yeah,
Cold world.
Beasley
We're out of
agent
sauce.
Justin Turner tells NFL Network that Beasley has retired from the NFL. He's ready to be with his family after playing 11 seasons, and it's time to be a full-time dad and husband. Turner said. So,
What do you think happened?
Saucy.
Yeah,
What
what
do you think
happened in the
happened in
Tampa
Tampa?
Bay?
Ha,
yep.
he probably got yelled at. Hey, Tom's going through some things right now, so he probably got yelled at by old
Man.
goat,
Cole
old
Beasley,
goat
man,
Brady.
hey, homie, don't play that. No.
Hey, but Saucy Feet at one time or another was unguardable. Oh, they was unguardable in the slot, and I hate the way he ended his Cowboy career, but he's still a Cowboy for
So
sure.
let me ask y'all guys this since we're talking about receiver. Um, Allow me to butt in. What is going on with Jalen Tolbert?
Man, your best guess is mine.
Somebody's
I'm
I hear
still
a
one.
TV, guys. Somebody got a TV or something going on in the background. Who is that you?
Cut
Is
your
that you, Be
mic.
Too Real?
No,
Somebody's TV is on. Something is a noise in the background. But so what do you say? Allow me to butt in.
Man, I lost track of what we were talking
No,
about.
we're talking about a Jalen Tolbert. What's the
Jalen Tolbert. Man, I really don't know. I'm very confused about Jalen Tolbert. As far as I know, he's been a healthy scratch, which is just mind-boggling to me. I just don't even understand it. He had that one catch in the game, and it was like I thought maybe we would see a little bit more. Never saw him again, and I'm just like, okay. And now, and like he didn't even play. He didn't play against Washington. I don't know. I don't see him on the injury report for the Cowboys
No,
this
he's
week.
not on there.
But I mean, we'll see. But I really expected more out of Jalen Tolbert, man. If I'm being totally honest, I really thought Jalen Tolbert was going to be something special that was going to pop, man. The 3rd round pick, coming out of Southern Alabama. If you pull up that kid's tape from Southern Alabama, he was their offense, man. Like he was a special player, and it's not like it's the first receiver to come out of a small school that turned into a special talent.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's just one of those situations where
Randy
I
Moss,
really
yeah.
don't know what's going on, and it's not
Be
just
too real.
Randy.
Be Too Real. What do you think of what's going on with what's this Jalen Tolbert situation?
It's baffling to me. I think every week I mention something about fantasy football. I think I do every week, and I added him on my team, right?
Damn.
Because
He on the
I
bench like a mug.
listen, he was like the 13th round. It was a real late pick, but I figured, given our wide receiver situation, that at some point he would get in the game. But Noah Brown is being targeted more than CD
Dallas
Lamb.
Cowboy Chris guy.
And then when CD Lamb is getting targeted, who I don't even know who our 3rd receiver is. Sometimes it's that guy that well, I don't even know his name.
Mahoko.
For Hoko, he had
No, it
one
hasn't
pass.
even been for Hoko.
He had one pass. It's some young rookie kid. But even given that whole
Houston.
situation, Houston. Yeah, that's his name, Houston.
He's no longer with the team.
No,
Right.
it's not even Houston though. It's just, oh my God, who is it?
Well, the
all I'm
3rd
saying-
was Brown this game.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that given our wide receiver situation, he should be getting way more playing time on field, and to have a healthy scratch on the bench. Yeah, we don't need that in that position.
Yeah.
Now
if there was
he did have something going on with his thigh or something at some point, but I thought that was taken care of because they've been saying healthy scratch. So I have no idea, man. I really don't know. I don't know.
It's the quarterback situation. It's what Cooper Rush is comfortable with. And he's comfortable with Noah Brown, and Michael Gallup's going to get on the field, and CD Lamb is going to be CD. So I think it's more about our quarterback situation than Jalen Tolbert himself. Or it says a lot. It says a lot of our personnel and what we thought of our personnel, because we cut John Ridgeway, which was what, our 4th round pick.
Did we cut him?
Yeah, we did.
We
He's a commander. We played against him.
So it says a lot about our roster. Yeah. And we draft well, and we had a lot of talent. So if our 2nd round pick doesn't see the field and we cut our 4th round pick, it just goes to show how deep our team really is.
Right.
Yeah, that's so true. And Chris, what do you think about this? I mean, what's your take?
Guys, this is really simple. For years, wide receivers were the last to actually get acclimated to the NFL. Okay, so he's a small school kid. He came and made some nice catches in training camp, but he just ain't got on the field. Maybe he ain't got the grasp of the offense, bro. Because athletically, he is good. Okay, but it may not be here yet. He may not grasp the offense. So to me, it's not a concern because I'm not even thinking about him when the Cowboys are on offense. Okay.
We can't put him in as a simple out route receiver.
I'd rather have number 9 out there on the field. I'd rather have Turpin out there. I'd rather because of speed.
There.
I know, and remember I brought that up early in the show. Okay, let's put him out there. I don't care if he's just a jet sweep guy or which play I hate, but put the speed out there, bro, because that does open up things for the running backs and everything like that. And then with Mike being back, dude, you know what? And let me say this while I'm thinking about this. You know who's missing Dak Prescott the most? Dalton Schultz. Have y'all even heard?
Yes.
I know he got
the franchise.
I know he got hurt that one game. He was out. But since Dak got hurt, have you even heard Dalton Schultz's name?
No.
And you know why?
You mean the franchise?
Yeah,
the franchise?
Because you know Dak threw him the ball, right? So Cooper Rush is a downfield quarterback, which I actually love. I do love that about him. He throw the ball downfield, but Dalton Schultz is missing him. Okay, and I think okay, I really think Tolbert has to get his act together mentally, okay, and get in that playbook because, dude, if you know your playbook and you got the talent, you'll get on the field. You won't be inactive. I mean, at least get on some special teams and cover some punts or something. You're not even doing that. So if you're not doing that, your ass may be released.
So you think it's as simple as him not knowing the plays or not comprehending?
I do.
Yeah,
what else could it be? B, you know he's athletic. You know he can catch the ball. What else could it be?
Not really, because he had some drops in the game.
I will say this. I'll go back to what Mikey said about Cooper Rush's comfortability. Think about how long him and Noah Brown have been playing together, man. They've been running Scout 2 for 6 years.
Yeah.
Him and Noah Brown shouldn't really, honestly, man, it shouldn't be any surprise to us that he's more comfortable with Noah Brown than CeeDee Lamb. Yep. He's been playing with him for 6 years. They've both been on this team for a long time.
Yep.
So we could remedy it to Cavante Turpin, Noah Brown, and his relationship with Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott not being there, and he's slipping.
Something.
So and I would love to see Turpentine in the slot get matched up against a linebacker. He's going to blow right past.
I thought he was going to take.
That's what we were doing.
Right. I thought we were putting Tony Pollard in the slot at some point. I mean, I thought a lot of things that aren't happening. Yeah.
But that isn't that typical us though? Because it's gonna be rolling. Yeah. It's gonna be rolling with Zeke. It's gonna be rolling with Pollard, and then they're gonna do some fucking reverse. Excuse my language with Turpin, and then we're gonna fucking throw whatever at the TV and say, "Oh, this is that crap, that cute shit we talk about." So it's that double-edged sword that comes with us, dude, and not having all our cake and our tamales too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real talk.
But is that still a wisdom tooth thing, or is that just the Dallas Cowboys?
Wisdom tooth has been doing his thing.
Bravo, bro! Wisdom tooth been working.
Somebody hit him with the Novocaine.
Yeah, somebody hit him with that Orajel or something.
So y'all gotta explain who Wisdom Tooth is if people ain't never joined this show before.
You explain it, Gary. Explain it, Gary.
No, explain it.
Explain it, Gary.
Cooper Rush has been doing pretty good here lately, but early on, we've been having some problems. And when you having problems, you got to find out where the problem come from. And sometimes if you ever have experience having a wisdom tooth hurts like hell. And you're walking around 10 weeks. Oh my mom, you're putting that Zorbane Jr. and taking all these pills, trying to get the pain to go away. And then all you do, you go to the dentist and they remove it. And it's like, well, damn, 10 weeks of pain. And all I have to do is pull it. So I'm saying Kellen Moore is this wisdom tooth because of his play calling, and then it's affecting the whole offense because of his play calling, and no one can see it. No one knows where the problem is coming from. It's the wisdom tooth. Pull the wisdom tooth, and until we do that, we're gonna continue to walk around with this pain. Hey, Chris, you're supposed to get that T-shirt made.
I'm gonna get it, man. I'm gonna get the wisdom too.
So that's where it's
hilarious. Y'all are hilarious tonight.
Yeah. So let's get into this, guys. I mean, I know we talked a little bit about it. So in order for us to pull this game off, that's what's going to have to happen, man. Let's get down to the game time. It's game time. It's 10 minutes of kickoff. What's the game plan? What are we doing? What are we doing? B2 Real? What are we doing?
Defense. Listen, the strength of our team is our defense right now. And what has to happen is what I saw last week. I'm gonna say this, then I'll go into what the keys to the game is. What I saw last week when I watched the Rams play, I saw Matthew Stafford of the Detroit Lions.
Yes, you did.
I didn't see Matthew Stafford of the Super Bowl Rams. I didn't see that. And so what Micah Parsons has to do, as hungry as he is, I know he's starving to eat, especially since Joey Bosa passed him on the sack total for the week. He got 6 and Parsons is still at 4. So I'm sure he's gonna be hungry to get him a sack. And I think that's going to be the key to the game. Our defense creating turnovers. The way that Diggs hawked that ball down Sunday as if he was the wide receiver. Listen, that was super dope to me. I had seen a lot of cornerbacks take that position when trying to cover a defensive player. It's like, I'm not trying to cover him. I'm trying to catch his ball. And so creating turnovers, I think, is going to be the key to the game because our offense, as boring as it is a little bit, they're going in and they're scoring, they're kicking field goals, and they're being a very a layup kind of a team right now. Like when you're playing golf and you're on a par 5, and you ain't gonna make no birdie, so you just lay up. That's how our offense is playing. They're just laying up, get 3 yards here, 3 yards here, 3 yards here, kick a field goal, and get 3 on the board. And it's working. It's putting points on the board. So I think that our offense is going to be very kind of lackluster, but our defense is going to be good. I mean, I think we're going to win. But it's not going to be a thrilling, exciting offensive presence. I just don't think so.
Well, Mikey, what do you think, brother? I'm looking for explosive offense. Damn, we still got all the talent in the world. I don't know why we can't be like Kansas City.
Well, because our starting quarterback is not on the field. As Jerry said, he can't grip the ball. It's crazy how much of a catch-22 interceptions to sacks are. Michael Parsons hasn't had a sack in 2 games, but yet our boy Diggs has 2 interceptions in the last 2 games. So when you actually get the sack, you probably save a quarterback out of an ugly turnover. And when you don't get to the quarterback and you rush him, he makes turnovers. So it's a catch-22. Regardless, it's it's still good. It's pizza, cold pizza. You know what I mean? It's
It's
gonna
pizza.
work.
Yeah.
It's pizza. There's pizza, and pizza is pizza. So as far as our
What?
offense goes, as far as our offense goes, you like I know it'd be too real. You want them to go downfield, but we're doing the smart things. He's not turning the ball over, and
Right.
you can't go broke putting money in the bank. And once again, I'm gonna give it up to Brett Maher. Doesn't him wearing that 19 remind you of John Jett?
Oh my gosh, you
Don't
sure right about that.
doesn't he look like John Jett? I don't know if you know who John Jett is.
Yeah,
Pardon the
he's a
interruption.
punter.
But he was our punter. That 19 looks good on a kicker. I'm sorry, Miles Austin. I'm sorry, Keyshawn Johnson, and I'm sorry, Amari Cooper. That number looks good on a kicker. And this week, I am going to predict that I know our special teams is doing good. Our special team is going to make a splash. I'm going to head on out here, guys. Always peace, love. Make the ring shake. Follow me. You know what's up. I love you guys. Puro Pichi Cowboy.
Sir, Deuces, Mikey 520. Big shout out to Cowboy Can Fan Podcast. These guys are super cool, man. These guys are straight out of Canada, man, doing their thing, man. We always appreciate when they come in and show us some love. So, yeah,
Thanks
man.
for showing the love, eh?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Crack him if you got him.
Crack them if you got them. Hey, just a quick announcement on that. The Dallas that Can fans will be doing a show in the man cave when they here on for Thanksgiving. So yeah, look for that.
That's what's up. So, what do you think, Dallas Cowboy Chris? What do you think? What's going to have to happen?
All right, straight out of Highland Park, Texas. Y'all know who he is, John Matthew Stafford. I got a question for the panel. When the last time Matthew Stafford beat the Cowboys? I mean, I want y'all to think about it. What last time?
Well, I have to ask Google that. So that's
Yeah, you got to Google it. Okay, so since you got to Google it, I don't even need to.
I know he beat us on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, right?
When he was playing with Detroit. That had to be in 2000.
We never played each other on Thanksgiving because they play in Thanksgiving the early game. We play the late game. That we don't play. We will never play the Lions on Thanksgiving.
No, they always play before us. So when was it, Chris?
Hell, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it.
Oh, riddle? How you gonna give a riddle?
That's my point, because if y'all couldn't think about it and y'all don't know, I'm not concerned. Okay.
Me and Mondo made up something.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
I think it was, man.
I thought so. I thought we played.
He messed
Detroit.
up his arm that game, and he ran towards because they had to spike the ball.
Right. I remember us playing Detroit. And that had to have been like 20.
But it wasn't on Thanksgiving. It wasn't on Thanksgiving.
It had to be.
It was not Thanksgiving. It was not. The Cowboys and Lions have never played on Thanksgiving ever, because
wow, Chris.
I was trying to make a point, because if they couldn't think about it, because these are Cowboy fanatics on this screen. So if they didn't know the answer to that, that's my point. My point is, you can't remember him ever beating us.
If you're talking about that Calvin Johnson game with the fake spike, that was in October 27, 2013.
2013.
9 years ago.
Okay.
There you go.
2013.
And he had
Megatron. They had Megatron. It was 4 people on him when he caught the ball.
That game hurt, man.
All of them was hanging on him too. I remember that game. I was just like, oh my God, can anybody cover this guy? Well, okay, my key is basically, if Matthew Stafford is playing like he played the last 3 weeks against us, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be some pick sixes, because he will give you the ball, okay, like Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz going to give you one, okay? Matthew Stafford going to give you the ball at least once. Okay, so I'm thinking if he give it to us once and if he give it to number 7, it may go to the house. Because you know in ATT West, it's going to be rocking. Okay?
So I feel.
So, shit, Jerry Jones West, you know he owned the concession stands in that junk. So, Jerry Jones West, okay? So, I'm going to be too real. It's our defense, man. They are going to turn up. They're going to turn up. The Rams offense got to play 1,000% better than what they did in San Francisco. I actually picked them against the Niners because I'm thinking, okay, this is a division game. I know they're tired of people talking about how the Niners keep beating them in the regular season. I thought they were going to come out there and do something, right? Dude, they came out there and just like, man, okay, come on, Daddy, let's get I brought the switch in. Come on and whoop me. That's how they played.
Cooper Kupp had 19 targets.
And lost.
19 is so crazy.
Lost, and they lost.
Yeah.
So
he can have 25. I don't give a damn. But as long as we win the game, I can care less.
Armando, what do you think? What's the keys to the game, brother?
We all know this defense. We all know it's got to be this defense, and we all know putting pressure on Matthew Stafford, he's gonna give you that ball. You know that, and that's what we want. But I think that this offense needs to be high powered. I think they're gonna try to exploit the Cooper rush. You know, they're gonna try to, Aaron Donald, he's gonna try to get after him. Trying to shake him up. But we gotta try different things maybe with this Rams defense because they're big up front. So I think we need to that offense needs to like Chris says, add Turpin, add Pollard. Let's move it around a little bit.
I don't know what they're waiting on.
Because I feel like right now we're kind of getting predictable with
right.
We're kind of getting predictable with Cooper Rush, so I feel like they're looking at that, so they're gonna try to exploit it. So let's switch it up on the offense. Let's get faster. Let's get that speed in, like Chris says. Hopefully that offense. I think that being a high-powered offense will be the keys to this game.
Yeah, I know it's so many of us. I don't know. Allow me to butt in there. Did I ask you? Because
I'll be super quick. I can be super
quick. Go ahead. No,
man,
that's fine.
For me,
last week I was all over the place. I kept asking the same people the same question last week. So,
stop it.
But we see what they failed to realize. We went freestyle. We just freestyled, and usually when I got my keys and things like that, I kind of know where I am. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss you. Go ahead, man.
The biggest thing for me is, man, this defense has not allowed 200 yards in the air to any opponent. Not one. The Rams have no run game to speak of. The Akers hasn't been doing well. Henderson's so-so. It's this defense, and when we talk about Micah Parsons has been so involved the last 2 weeks, it just hasn't shown up on the stat sheet. This week it shows up on the stat sheet because that offensive line for the Rams is terrible.
Yeah,
they're very vulnerable on that offensive line, and I honestly think that Micah Parsons' hard work for the last 2 weeks is going to show up on the stat sheet, and I'm sure that him getting passed up on the sack list is going to have something to do with that.
Right.
But when it comes to what we all know, and like you said before, we all know what we expect out of this defense. I don't expect them to score more than 20 points because we haven't allowed that to anybody so far. But when it comes to the offense, my biggest thing, man, I just hope that I don't see as many mistakes because I don't think we're going to get as many gifts as we got last week. We got a few gifts in terms of what this offense gave us last week because there was there was 2 interceptions. The pass interference from Michael Gallup, if it's not Michael Gallup, that's probably an interception because Michael Gallup is a freak athlete and you got 2 guys draped all over him. He causes the PI. But if it's not Michael, it's probably a pick going the other way because he's throwing it into double coverage. And he did it a few times yesterday on Sunday. So it's like I'm hoping that they clean up some of these mistakes. And honestly, man, I hope I see a more solidified offensive line because obviously they're very dangerous up front in terms of what you're offering from the Rams. So I'm hoping that we solidify that we figured it out at this point. We've moved enough pieces around to go, all right, this is what we're going with. And let's see how it goes. Obviously, you're going to see some bodies move in and out, but my biggest thing is, are you going to see the solidified offensive line and how are they going to perform? Because whether it's been McGovern or Peters, you've had some, questionable play on the inside of the offensive line. Smith's doing his job. I think Steele has completely turned to 180, so I feel good about that. And obviously Zach Martin is Zach Martin, so there's no reason to discuss it.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But my last thing is just when it comes to the weapons, I hope that because I know that Kellen Moore wants to open this offense up. They were pretty much 50-50. They ran 27 times. They threw 27 times last week. It was right down the middle. And I like that he's sticking to the run, but I just wish it was a little bit more successful. Obviously, I think we all do. But ultimately, if he's going to start working this ball downfield, I'd like to see the speed on the field. Even if it's Semi-Fioku, man, like Gallup, I feel good about him coming back. I think that he brings this offense kind of back up to a certain standard just because he is a legitimate weapon in this league. And I think that was a good little warm-up game for him against Washington. But we need that third. We need Dalton Schultz. We need, it needs to be a little bit more so that these, because we're not going to get as lucky as we did last week. It's not going to happen again. You're not going to get saved by PI. You're not going to get saved by, it's not going to continue to happen that way against better teams.
Yeah, that's so true. What were you going to say, B2 Real?
Well, I was going to ask. I know that the Rams' running offense has not been very good the last couple of years, but it seems like every time they play us, even coming back from that playoff game when we lost to them, they ran all over us. Last year, was it last year? It was a year after that, I believe it was. They ran all over us again. Do you think that that's going to be a concern this year? Because Cam Akers, as horrible as he's been playing, he's still Cam Akers. Do we consider him as an offensive threat, or do we just roll past that and say that their offense ain't?
Mike Nolan was the defensive coordinator at that time. That was 2020. It was the last time we played him. That was Mike Nolan. So it was garbage. So we're not going to consider that garbage defense.
But B2 Real has a point. We've been very vulnerable against the run.
Right.
This team has been very vulnerable. We let up 100 yards against the Washington Commanders in the first half on Sunday. In the first half. I mean, it was only 49 or 45 in the second half, but in the first, I mean, they adjusted. But my thing is, yes, I think Henderson can be a threat if you work it right.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, the only way to beat this team is on the ground. Because I was feeling good when they were throwing it in Washington. I was feeling good when the Giants started throwing the ball. But if you run against us, we're vulnerable, if we're being honest with ourselves, because we have been vulnerable against the run. But we start putting them in passing situations. Here's my whole thing. The biggest difference I want to see from the first half of last game in this game, I don't want to see 2-3 and outs in your first 4 drives. If you're not going to score,
get in field goal.
Because in the other 2, they got 3 points each drive. I'm okay with that. But if you're not going to score, at least don't go 3 and out. Because against good teams, they're going to wear out our defense. They can't hold it forever. It's not going to be. It's not sustainable. Nobody. I don't care how good your defense is. It could be the greatest Bears defense you've ever seen. If they're on the field 90% of the time, it ain't happening. So it's all I really want is sustained drives. You're not going to get touchdowns out of Cooper Rush like you did out of Dak Prescott. The reality of it is Dak Prescott is a completely different animal that what you're looking at in the backfield at the quarterback position in Cooper Rush. There was plenty of times where it was like, man, if Dak was in on this play, it's probably not a sack, or it's probably not thrown out of bounds, or this, that, and the third. But obviously, I got to deal with what I have. If you're going to be dynamic with this offense, all I got to say is I hope he's more careful with the football this week, because we got away with some stuff last week. If we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah. Let me give my take on what I'm looking at for this week as far as my keys to the game. Number one, I'm not really worried about this offense because basically Matthew Stafford has nobody to throw to but Kupp and Higsby. Higsby got me there, I don't know, enough points to win my fantasy. I wouldn't expect. So those are his only 2 targets. Okay, so they ran the ball pretty well, but again, the way San Francisco played their defense against them, he had no targets to throw to. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's the other target, but their main 2 targets was Cooper Kupp and Higbee. So those are the 2 guys that they had.
Allen Robinson is a threat.
Point.
Yeah,
it has to happen, right?
He wasn't a factor in this game last week, and whatever reason, I have no idea.
He hasn't been a factor all season.
Exactly. So long and basically, covering Coop, he was the main, like you said, 19 targets. Something's not right over there. So again, I'm not worried about this offense, because what they saw last week, they probably see 2 times as much with Dan Quinn at the helms of this defense. But Also with this offense, I want to see Jason Peters back on the line with the young rookie.
Right.
It works a lot better. It works a lot better having Jason Peters in there along with Tyler Smith, and let's get back to the run game. As far as the passing game, this has to start with wisdom too. Kellen Moore. He has to put Kellen Moore. I mean, he has to put Cooper Rush in good position to be successful. He has to recognize this, and the only way he's going to do that, he's going to have to run the ball. And I think they're more successful when they have Jason Peters and Tyler Smith and running behind those two guys. That's just what I think.
Chris,
What are you
Chris,
gonna
I got a
say?
question.
Sure.
And I got to do this one for the 300 pounders because I really want your opinion on this.
Okay.
Do you agree with G when it comes to Peters, or do you like McGovern more in that spot? Because Peters is coming from the tackle position, playing that guard spot, and you the line guy. So I'm asking you.
I'm always
Peters or
going.
McGovern?
I am always gonna always weigh on the side of the maulers, and Peters is a mauler. And what I mean by that is because I really wish our run game would get back to where it was, and I believe Peters is a better run blocker than McGovern. So I just like the nasty offensive lineman. You can't be friendly up there with them 300 pounders on the other side. Okay, so hey man, you gotta have a little nasty streak. I mean, I'm just being honest because hey, they nasty over there too, man. When I used to coach the little league, and I think our team could have destroyed Garrett's team, but that's another story. I always talk
4-0, baby. 4-0.
yeah, we won 3 Super Bowls in a row undefeated. Anyway, I would tell my offensive lineman, you can't be friendly. You got to be a mauler. You got to destroy them because they want to destroy you. Okay, so I would prefer Peters to answer your question.
I feel left out sometimes when you're talking about, a 300-pounder.
Man, I'm the original. I'm older than you.
Hey, listen.
I only heard Chris reference that, so I that's all.
I think I may be a little bit lighter than Dallas Cowboy Chris, but I fit the club. I'm in the club. I got a membership, and I did play guard for a little while. But I want to answer the question.
Answer the question, B. Answer the question.
Listen, the hands on Jason Peters are so strong, and it causes the defensive lineman to move wherever he places them. And I saw that when I saw him on the very first play. I was, like I said, when I mentioned it, that I thought he got beat, but then he put those claws on the defensive lineman and pushed him out the way in order for Zeke to run. Tony Pollard to run for a 36-yard run. And I just appreciate Peters, just having that kind of tenacity and that testicular fortitude, as Mankind used to say.
What? What did you say? I put him on the big screen. He thought.
I haven't heard that.
What you say?
He put him on the big screen. He got the big words out.
Fortitude. That's what he said.
Yeah. I just appreciate Jason Peters on that line, moving those defenders back, and I think that can be a teaching moment for a McGovern or a Smith, and I feel like it's more of a benefit and an asset than a liability for McGovern and for Smith.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Peters.
Because that one sack that we gave up, it came off McGovern. And, and I like the fact that if y'all didn't notice it, I was listen to the mic on the sideline, and it was Peters that was in the offensive line huddle telling them what we need to do and how we need to go about doing it. It was just like, okay, this is this coming from some wisdom. This is wisdom right here. And then one time I think Tyler Smith kind of jumped offside. Peter just kind of hit him upside the head. Don't worry about it. But just the tutoring that he will get while Peters is out there, and having Peters inside the box and don't have to worry about the outside, and then at the same time coaching Tyler Smith on the outside. I think this is a beautiful thing, man. We know that Zach Martin has the other side. So I think this is why we didn't see much of Peters last week, to get him more in shape for this week. I really do. I think that's the reason we didn't see so much of Peters last week. So he's going to probably play a lot of reps this week. So, hey, it's just something that we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and get into the score, guys. Let's talk about the score. What do you think? Let's give our predictions. Let's start with All About Me. Sports, what do you think? What is the final score going to be?
I got the Cowboys.
They've been butchering your name all night, by the way.
All night.
And I don't.
I'm not even mad.
What I say? Allow me to butt in?
No, you weren't even close. You weren't even close.
What I say?
Hey,
You said
check me out, real quick. You can just call me Rue, y'all. Just Rue.
Rue.
R-U-E, baby. Just like a street in France.
There you go. Thank you for telling me that. That's a lot easier. Rue dog. Yeah.
But I got 24-21 Cowboys.
Be too real.
You thought about it, Rue. You thought about it.
No, I know. I knew from the beginning. That's
Okay, well,
than I think it's gonna be.
allow me to be me. Is
that what I said?
he's giving this game a little bit closer than I think I would. I think defensively we're gonna do some things, and I'm gonna go with 35-19.
Wait, well, that's gonna be a beautiful day. Armando, what you got?
I got the Cowboys winning, obviously 27-10. 27-10. I think this defense holds them under 20. We're still holding everybody under 20. So 27-10 Cowboys.
Matthew Stafford will not be the first quarterback to throw 200 yards on this defense. That will not happen.
I don't think so either.
The under. Bet the under.
Well, allow me to get beat by Tech. Look,
come on, man.
That was the worst one. Man.
That's okay.
I had to throw my one last jab. Hey, allow me to butt in sports, aka the Rue. Okay, that's my dog.
Come on, man. Damn.
Look, man, we started out. Hey, my story, homeboy. I'm gonna give you my prediction. Shit, calm down. We started out as foes, but now we friends. Okay. So my score. So Gary won't have a heart attack. You need to go eat his Happy Meal.
Come on, man. Damn.
Rams 22, Cowboys 21.
Ooh.
All right, 24-17 Cowboys.
Wow. Oh.
Did you say Rams?
Yes,
I
did.
Man, you ain't coming on next week. I know damn well you didn't say the Rams.
I got screaming.
Did he say the Rams?
I jump on it. I said 22-21 Rams. That's what I said.
Ooh.
I gotta ask.
Hey, I got a question. Is there anybody keeping tabs on how correct I am on these
No.
Hey, I
predictions?
this week, did I not, Armando?
Yeah.
I said 20. I said 26-13. The Cowboys won 25-16. I barely missed.
I said 27-10, so I was close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But let me tell you why I picked the Rams. Okay, it's reverse psychology for me because everybody think that we're gonna walk over them. I think it's gonna be close. I really do think the Cowboys gonna win, but I'm gonna pick the Rams.
ESPN got them at 75% to win, the Rams.
See?
ESPN's been wrong before. They'll be wrong again.
Yeah,
They'll be wrong. They're wrong all the time.
Yeah, they're wrong all the time. Who cares? But it's going to be something to see as we go play home away from home. How about that? So, hey, that's what it is. So here we are, guys. 15 after the hour. Doing what we do best. Yes, sir. And like I always say, don't nothing come to us, sleep about a dream.
So let's make it what? Let's make it happen.
Let's make
Yeah, buddy.
Puro pinche.
It's your boy G, the ¡1 Cowboy fan.
It's Cowboys.